Greetings, I am Jill Guerra. I am a yoga and mindfulness teacher for children in elementary school, TK through 5th grade. And I'm also an author. I have written 4 children's books. In the next few days, I'm gonna post videos about each of the books. But today I just wanted to give sort of a quick overview of the 4 books. My 4 books are like my babies, just like your children. There are things that don't work so well sometimes. They're a learning experience, and then there's things about each one of them that are super special and just super dear to your heart for for whatever reason. So the first book that I wrote was called Long Hair Don't Care, a poem about boys with long hair. It was published in 2016. This was my first go at it. I had no idea what I was doing, but I had a lot of people, a lot of support. Joy Lou Trujillo and Rob Lou Trujillo and Maya Gonzalez and different people were really supportive in getting this done. And so it's a book where I collected photographs of people in the community with long hair, boys or men with long hair. And it's a poem, and I have a teaching curriculum on the website for this book. So this is my first baby, and I love it. And I have moms who tell me they're so grateful for the book because their child wanted to cut their hair, and after reading the book, they don't want to cut their hair. They want to leave their hair long. I have adult men telling me that when they were a kid, they cut their hair because people tease them, and so they wish they had this book at that time. So that's book number 1. My second book, When I Breathe Deeply, Cuando Respiro Profundo. This is a bilingual book, English and Spanish. This was published in 2020. And this is also really special to me because it came from a journal prompt that I did with my students. I asked them to write when I breathe deeply, ... and they could write whatever they wanted. And that the responses were what I used to write this book because they were so profound, the things that they were saying. The reason why this book is so dear to my heart is because I published it during the pandemic. And I went and met with different students and took their picture during the pandemic. So I kept my mask on, we stayed 6 feet apart, and I just took pictures of them and put the words in an order that made sense to me. It's like a poem. I have gotten videos from people of children, little children, doing the poses, like doing the hand gestures and doing breathing. And I've gotten adults who tell me that they bought it and they read it to their child, but they are the ones who are benefiting, that they feel like it's soothing to them to read the book. So When I Breathe Deeply, Cuando Respiro Profundo. My third book was also written during the pandemic. This is dear to my heart also because it was a project between my grandson and I. So we saw someone posting, people are just trying to find things to do. This is the very beginning of the lockdown, and people were finding, being creative. People were baking and people were doing all these new things, puzzles, whatever. So this project was each day we would choose a color and we would take a selfie with things that we could find in our house that were that color. And so then I put the words of the name of the color in 5 different languages. So English, Spanish, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and Egyptian Arabic. And so this is dear to my heart because it was a project between my grandson and I. We did all these pictures on our own. We gathered only things that we could find in the house. And it's sweet. And there's a letter to the reader at the end of the story, at the end of the book, about how the book came about and different ideas of how to use it. And then my most recent book is We Are Yoga, a love letter and affirmation. Somos Yoga, una carta de amor en afirmaciones. And this one started, it was not published until 2022, I think, this year, yeah. And the reason why it was important to me was because there's this idea in the yoga world that yoga is only for certain people. that if you are not this one look, that one body shape, one skin tone, one hair type, and not wearing the right clothes, that yoga is not you and that you don't belong. And so I wanted to make this book that was really inclusive and show that yoga is for everybody. And I wrote this when I was teaching at a different school than where I am now. And some of those children I used as sort of models. This book has poses, affirmations, and reflection questions. It's kind of a resource. So those are the 4 books. I will start to post videos of the 4 books, each book one by one. And I hope you have a chance to look at them. They are available through me. You can order through me. If you can use Cash App or Venmo. And then if not, they can be ordered through any local bookstore. And if not, they can be purchased on Amazon. So thank you for listening all this time. And I look forward to sharing the rest of the videos with you. Okay, thanks.